Anyways, let's go to the tournament. It's in tournaments.
Okay. Triple
Multiplayer.
H versus Hroptatyr. 28 games. We'll have to do it. Well, no, we don't really have to do it fast because they still have to do the other game. But if we do end up finishing early, then we can do a quick novelty game against each other. Dun dun dun. Okay, so we see Triple H starting in Papua New Guinea, Norway, Chad, Kenya, Venezuela, and Archangels.
It's I would have gone with the no, that's I think he did pretty good picks. I don't know if I agree with the one in Indonesia. I'm having troubles, seeing exactly why we would do that. I thought the Scandinavian West Russia pick should be a little bit higher priority, but I
Yeah.
do like the West Africa and the East Africa picks. Now, as for South America, it's obviously there for counter against Africa, but it's some odd picks from HHH. So let's take a look at Hroptatyrs.
We see him going with Norway, Chad, Kenya, Tora, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and then Myanmar. So similar picks for in terms of like Norway, Chad, Kenya.
I don't know why both these players are focusing on Indonesia for any of their picks, because I see it as relatively slow, and there's not much places you can go besides Australia, and neither player really stacks up Scandinavian West Russia as higher picks in their orders, which I find is weird. Obviously, the West Africa and the East Africa picks are solid.
Yep.
I don't know. I think both of them have weird picks going here.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
we see that when territories are distributed, Hroptatyr gaining his first, second, and fourth locations, with Triple H gaining his first, like third and then sixth or something? No, first, fourth, and fifth. So he knows that Hroptatyr is in Norway and Chad.
So we see that HHH gets the slight advantage in knowledge, but it's not. I don't see how it's really going to help him much, because one of the ones that he knows is Norway, and that's going to be really hard for him to get up to with his picks. So the only pick that he benefits knowing is the West Africa, but Hroptatyr also knows that one. So neither player really has an advantage at the beginning. Typically we see that one player clearly has an advantage over the other in picks and knowledge, but we're seeing something a little bit more equal.
Indeed.
I think Hroptatyr gains the advantage of positioning because it's going to be much harder for HHH to counter him.
And first turn we see Hroptatyr focusing on Central Russia. And then, interestingly, Triple H puts several guys in Venezuela to go to Brazil.
Because he's anticipating West Africa. He's going to sandwich it, basically. It's...
I'm just not sure if it would be worth the reinforcements to do that.
Yeah.
Would probably be better to put them in Indonesia and get 2 territories this turn. So we can get it next turn.
The other weird thing is Hroptatyr doesn't go for Scandinavia, which is, I think, well...
It would be 2 turns.
It'd be 2 turns. So, yeah, alright. So Central Russia is okay. Not sure if I like the way HHH is playing this.
Well, you know, he did. You know what he said in chat. That he
Yeah,
think he
said
had a
he
good
had.
game.
It happens though.
Yep, and we
Uh,
do see that he did make it up a little bit though. The next turn, since he saw that he wasn't going in West Africa, he decided to get all of South America, which helped him even it out against
right.
Hroptatyr gain Central Russia.
That was his best move, right there. I agree with it because Hroptatyr had to have taken Ghana in order to get to that one bonus. What's it called? The one the farthest left in West Africa.
That's Ghana. You meant Nigeria. The first
Yeah, I meant Nigeria then. Sorry, he had to get Nigeria in order to border Ghana, and so HHH knew that there was no expansion going on in West Africa if that was the point. The point. Yeah. So okay move, a pretty good move for HHH right there, which unknowingly he evens it out with Hroptatyr in terms of expansion.
Yep, and we see that after that, Hroptatyr focuses in Indonesia. I mean, in Scandinavia, while Triple H focuses in Indonesia. Almost gets the entire bonus, but he misses barely out in Philippines, while Hroptatyr gets all of Scandinavia.
Right. That's an advantage for Hroptatyr, but it's not such an overwhelming advantage at this point.
Yeah, because when Triple H gets his bonus in Indonesia, he's going to be one extra, so in 3 turns he'll make up the total deficit.
Yeah. So it's not so we're not seeing a clear victor in these beginning turns like we have been in the rest of the tournament. Which makes this a very odd game.
Yeah, and then the next turn, we do see that both of them start to focus around West Africa. It's
well,
like Triple H puts 8 in Brazil, and then Hroptatyr puts 9 in Chad.
And it was a really good move for HHH to focus on the South American side, but I think he entered a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Because Hroptatyr was going to focus on East Africa, and had HHH waited one more turn, he would have gained positioning advantage over Hroptatyr, but we see that doesn't happen, sadly.
Yep, and then Hroptatyr gained in a position to get West Russia as Triple H finishes off Indonesia. Both of them use their reinforcement cards the next turn, since they've gotten pieces every turn. And Triple H putting everything in Nigeria. So he's definitely going to win down there.
Yeah, he's desperate to keep Hroptatyr off of South America, because if Hroptatyr starts bordering with South America, HHH is going to run into some major problems.
Yeah, so he does sort of manage to get that, except Hroptatyr does hit it with a few on his last move to capture Nigeria after he finishes off West Russia.
Alright, so what we have here is Hroptatyr, instead of focusing on the attacks in West Africa, he's more bent on making sure to get that bonus. And that wonderful, beautiful play right there, getting Nigeria, was just a beautiful move. And criticize me all you want for calling it beautiful, but that was a really great move. I feel that HHH should have anticipated and left one on Nigeria to stop just a normal poke.
At least one.
But man, this move right there, Hroptatyr, I don't see how this goes to 27 turns, because Hroptatyr is just clearly right here, and it has the advantage. So it's very interesting that this lasted as long as it did.
Well, we do see next turn Triple H doing a really nice defense, manages to actually capture back Nigeria.
So, that's a shame, because that brilliant move that Hroptatyr didn't pay off for him. in the end.
Yep. Hmm. He just did not have enough to take that big attack from the behind.
Yeah, and here's why Indonesia was such a bad pick, is because look at how long it's going to take HHH to get that Southeast Asia
Mm-hmm.
bonus. It it really, ugh, man, I don't know why either the players put a pick in Indonesia because in this game it's just not that great. If East China was open, I could see it, but or if Central America was open, it would be a good counter against America to quickly get over there. But man, in this game, it was just bad idea for HHH to put a first pick there.
Yeah. And then turn 7, it appears he's finally got India. He's about to get Pakistan the next turn, and while he's doing that, Hroptatyr is working on Caucasus, and he's just sitting with that big stack in uh, Cameroon.
Which is the safest move for Hroptatyr to pull because he doesn't have the positioning advantage anymore, so he just needs to keep on making sure that his income is above HHH, and we're about to see that Hroptatyr is going to figure out that HHH started in Indo, so or he'll think that HHH started in India.
Well, he did not go down to Tajikistan. He captured Kyrgyzstan and Eastern Kazakh.
Huh. I
Western.
I would have made that play to move down.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that my opponent didn't have Southeast Asia, which was a plausible place. Not really a great place to put a pick, but it was a plausible. So I probably would have checked it.
One thing I don't really agree with, we see Triple H on turn 9 put 14 in Papua New Guinea.
Huh. So he decides to expand into.
Yes, he hits Queensland with 14. I think that's a little bit overkill against a 4.
That
I think he could have used those guys to maybe greater effect.
well, in the end, it doesn't really matter because he's just not going to be throwing as much in there progressively as he's taking the territories. He's just anticipating taking the whole thing. So, like, there wasn't really anywhere else he could expand. So, yeah, that's why he decided to do that.
Oh, and but interestingly, both of them play their next reinforcement cards on turn 10.
Yeah, like Fizzer said, he didn't want to spend armies on future turns, so either way, the total armies that he's going to throw into Australia is going to be the same. It's just that he didn't want to be progressively throwing in armies into Australia, which is an okay move.
Huh. I think both people forgot that they received a reinforcement card on turn 9, so they didn't use it until turn 10. We do see turn 11, or during turn 10, Hroptatyr does capture Iran, but he loses Tajikistan.
So, right here at turn 10 was when Schwev said something about how he thought HHH was ahead. I'm not really seeing that as much. Oh, I see it in, yeah, when he is able to counter. But it's just, I don't see him as inherently ahead at this turn. I think he's got positioning advantage with one bonus, but it's just such bad picks that he's not going to be able to handle Hroptatyr that long because of his expansion. It's just I really think HHH lost at turn 1 when he picked Indo for his first. That was just, yeah. I don't see how he really makes up for it. I mean, he's lucky that Hroptatyr is not able to handle HHH that well in Caucasus, but as we see, Hroptatyr is starting to gain a major advantage in West Africa.
Ooh, and he uses Triple H uses a order priority to get to Chad.
Or delay.
Well, he
Yeah.
uses order priority to get to Chad, and then that barely lets him keep Chad. But then after that, he uses an order delay, so he used 2 order cards in 1 turn.
I've seen HHH deploy strategies like that quite often, where he'll use an order priority and get something out of the way, and then he'll use an order delay to get everything else out of the way. And the reason why he does this is because it is extremely hard to predict somebody doing a move like that. And so, but right here at turn 12, oh man. Oh man, Hroptatyr just kicks complete butt right there. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just.
He nearly captures back Caucasus as well.
That so I think HHH's turn would have worked a little bit better had Hroptatyr not been able to. Luckily, I don't think he was inherently able to predict the moves, but it looks like Hroptatyr's moves just happened to fall in the right places. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see how you would be able to predict somebody using both order priority and an order delay and getting every move right, but Hroptatyr seems to have just hit right on the mark. It's a remarkable turn right there. So, right there is just an incredible turn.
And we do see that Hroptatyr is the only one who gets a card that pieced that turn.
Yeah, and now not only has Hroptatyr successfully countered everything, but he's also gained the card advantage, so this is just one of the worst turns I've ever seen in all of 1v1 right there. It's just so overwhelmingly.
And we do see that he did end up blockading in Thailand.
Anyways, I think at this point we're seeing that HHH isn't going to be able to really come back off of this because of the army advantage and the card advantage. So.
Oh yeah, and on turn 14, he loses South America, but he's got a big stack in Kazakh now. Caucasus. But yeah, he is down nearly 20 armies at that point.
Right here, Hroptatyr loses some of his positioning advantage by letting HHH get Eastern Kazakhstan, which was something that, God, he should not have let that happen. Because what we're looking at here is Hroptatyr is able to break a 4 bonus, but now HHH is able to break 2 4 bonuses if he was so inclined to do so.
Yep. Seems he focused on multiple territories within Caucasus and then Central Russia, then further movement towards Central Russia as he was defending South America.
Hroptatyr gaining a lot of South America right there. Right here, even though Hroptatyr had that great move, he seems to have lost all of his advantage in Europe. He had such a great advantage in Europe, and he just lost it all.
Yeah, and at turn 17, Triple H actually turns it around and gets a 2 reinforcement advantage. He's still down by 15 armies though, so he's still going to have some ground to clear up. And with Hroptatyr getting that card piece ahead of him on turn 17, he's laying down a card while Triple H doesn't have his yet.
Mm-hmm. I also think what's interesting here is that both players play an order delay card, which I always hate when that happens. Like, that just always kills me when that happens. You never want somebody playing an order delay card at the same turn. That was the turn before, his turn 16, sorry. Sorry if I confused you.
Yep, okay.
Oh wait, yeah, no wait, 17.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
And one big turning point is on turn 17, Hroptatyr finishes off South America.
Interesting.
But,
I think he should have focused a little bit more on Europe instead of going for South America here.
And he suffered for it because he lost West Russia.
Like I said, instead of focusing on protecting 2 4 bonuses, he went straight for 1 4 bonus, and the level of play that HHH is at the middle of this game is quite good. I mean, beginning this game, I didn't really think he was doing that great, but around like turn 11, he started making. After turn 11, he started making really good moves. So, and he's also in position. Interestingly enough, if he decides to do it, he could actually grab Kakaxis with his positioning.
What turn are you looking at?
18.
18, yeah.
Had he decided to do that, I mean, he doesn't end up doing it.
Well, with those guys in Pakistan, it would be tough.
Yeah. I think it would have been interesting had he been able to do it, because that would have really screwed Hroptatyr over.
And then turn 19. We do see that Triple H does manage to get Hroptatyr completely out of Africa, and he's defending in Nigeria now. If he could manage to get that, then he would be in a pretty good position.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why this game lasted so long, is because it's just been going like Hroptatyr advantage, HHH advantage, back to Hroptatyr, and right back here we definitely get HHH playing really strong, because now he's in a position to grab West Africa without really any penalties. But also, it looks like Hroptatyr is gaining back some momentum in Europe. It looks like he might be able to get that Central Russia. I don't know if he's going to actually be able to do it.
Triple H does commit some guys there. It appears. Yep, 4. Oh, and Hroptatyr gets Nigeria, so that hurts Triple H a little bit, makes it so he can't try to get that as a bonus.
Oh man. Yeah, it looks like HHH was anticipating Hroptatyr going full into Central Russia and grabbing the bonus, but Hroptatyr decided to switch focus back to Africa. And at this turn, I think Hroptatyr has gained back the advantage, but it's funny how long this income gap has lasted. Yeah. But it's about evened out now, because remember in the beginning of the game, Hroptatyr was up. So now that HHH has had this income for a while, he's been doing really good.
And we see that on 21, Hroptatyr gets his next card. He's still a piece ahead, and he uses that to put a lot in Tajikistan.
Yeah,
and he managed to get Caucasus.
Yeah, that's game. That's game
yeah.
right there. That's devastating.
Except he loses Scandinavia, so he's down, and they're
Ooh.
both tied 14.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the next turn, Triple H breaks Georgia. So now he's up 14-9.
Dang. This game just does not want to end.
Ooh, but now he's at a disadvantage in Africa. He's good.
He's getting some.
Puts a couple in Kenya. I don't know if he needed those in Kenya. He probably could have used those better somewhere else.
This five income gap should win HHH this game right here.
And except we do see that Triple H was a bit too aggressive in Africa, and he lets Hroptatyr get pretty much all of that. He knocks him out of Africa, so now he's going to be able to get that bonus freely.
Ouch, man. That turn right there. I got that feeling.
Yeah. So now Hroptatyr is evened it back up again at 13-14, as they were still fighting in Eurasia. Huh, interesting. Turn 25, Hroptatyr discards a blockade.
Well, at this point in the game, I don't think that blockade is really going to help him because most, if not all, of his territories are bordered with HHH at this point, and there's no point in blockading anywhere in, South America.
Yeah, if he needed to discard one, that would have been the best. I just find it interesting that he needed to. He's had these order delays and order priorities, which probably would have helped him out a little bit.
So he just got that reinforcement card, right? This turn.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He's one scan up ahead. Triple H is going to get his next turn.
Yeah, and I think this is really what helps Hroptatyr win this game is that he has that card advantage the entire game.
Mm-hmm. And he uses that this time to put a big stack in Norway, which prevents Triple H from clearing that bonus. He would have had that if he didn't have those extra 5 guys.
Yeah, from there that's game.
Because if he had been able to get Scandinavia that turn, then he would be in a much better position to defend the other areas in Eurasia. Turn 25, Triple H again doesn't get a card, so he's even more behind.
2 turns behind in cards. That's devastating, and he's also not able to do anything about West Russia. So all of his expansionary
that and
just cut.
Hroptatyr's just expanding freely, while HeyHeuHei is not able to expand really anywhere.
Man.
He does finally get Scandinavia.
Fizzer says that losing Africa was when HHH came in here and said he wasn't playing well.
Oh.
And I see why.
Yeah, and we do see, however, the time when Triple H finally gets Scandinavia, that's Hroptatyr manages to get West Russia that turn. So he gets the lead 21-17.
And finally Hroptatyr has the lead back. For most of this game, it looked like HHH had the lead.
And HHH finally gets his reinforcement card.
But it doesn't really help him out at this point because the income gap is 4.
Yeah.
So it only lets him stay even with Hroptatyr. Yeah.
Oh, and then he loses Scandinavia. well, he loses Scandinavia, but Hroptatyr lost West Russia. So he was
But
down.
at this point, it's where the income gap stays consistent. So
Hmm.
it's HHH knows he's lost.
Yep. So that's when he surrenders. He concedes defeat. Good game. Hey, hey, hey. Congratulations, Hroptatyr, for advancing to the finals.